I've discovered a way to use AI to make the Leeds method faster and easier, and I'm going to show you how today. Today, I'm going to use Claude. So Claude has something called artifacts, and it will open on the right side of our screen and it will show us what we're doing. Now, ChatGPT just came out with something similar called Canvas, but I haven't played with it yet, so I'm working with what I know. So let's get started. We're going to do a traditional Leeds method or a best case scenario Leeds method first, where everybody gets exactly one color and we end up with 4 groups. And so I'm going to use fictitious names. So I'm going to ask it to create these names. We are doing the Leeds method. Create a table with fictitious names, first names only. This is the match column. And you might hear my kittens playing. It's morning and they're having fun. This is the match column. The second column is the number of centimorgans of DNA. It should be random from 400 down to 90 centimorgans. And I hit enter, and now over on the right-hand side, it should start creating this chart for us. And it is super fast. I don't think that's 15 names. Did I forget to say 15? Okay, let's do a total of, I'm going to actually say 16 names. So it should expand that. Great. Now let's make a third column blue. Assign a blue dot in that column to the following. So of course we're going to start with the first person, Emma, because she'll be, remember we give them a color and then all of their shared matches a color. So Emma, and then we're going to randomly Ethan, Zoe, Aiden, and Harper. And it will give them each a blue dot. And I actually love their little dots of color. So here we're getting those blue dots. Great. Next we go to the highest person without a color. Next is Liam. And I'm going to just give the names Mason, Olivia, and Logan with the color green in the next column. And it should create that. And then we'll start the next cluster after this. Great. Next, red for Sophia, and then her shared matches, which I'm just making it up. Mia, Lucas, Jackson, and Isabella. And then we'll have one more color to go. Nice. I just love this. I hope you love it too. Finally, orange for Noah, Ava. I've got to make sure I get everybody. I think that's it. Noah, Ava. Yes, that's it. And we will have a completed Leeds method chart with each person having at least one color. And in this case, each person has only one color. Now I'm going to ask it to sort. And if you notice on the left, this is when it says, certainly, or that's a great idea, or whatever. And then it tells you what it's been doing. Like here it says, I've updated the table with a new orange column. The orange dots have been assigned to Noah and Ava. And then it tells us that we have a complete set of color groups for our Leeds method because it knows what the Leeds method is, and it says we are done. And then would you like me to explain how to interpret this data using the Leeds method, or do you have any questions? I'm going to say, please help me interpret it and see what it tells me. Now I haven't tried this before, so let's see. Group significance, I'll let it stop. Each color group potentially represents a distinct ancestral line, possibly corresponding to your 4 grandparents or great-grandparents. Love it. CM values and relationships. These values indicate the amount of shared DNA. Higher CM values suggest closer relationships. And then I like this. Emma is the highest in that group, suggesting she might be the closest relative in the group. This group might represent one grandparent's line. And then it talks you through the rest of these. Observations. The blue and green groups have matches spanning a wide range of CM values, suggesting multiple generations of relatives. Actually, that makes sense. We'll probably have, we've got all the way from 387 to 98. That's probably a second cousin and a third cousin. So sharing one of your great-grandparents and one of your great-great-grandparents. And then it's got a few more things about the range. Next step says research the known genealogy of the highest CM match in each group. Look for common surnames or locations among matches in the same color group. Consider that some matches might be related through multiple lines, which can complicate the groupings. This is all really good stuff. Limitations: this method works best for matches in the second to fourth cousin range. Very close relatives like first cousins are closer, and very distant relatives might not fit neatly into the groups. And then it says, remember, the Leeds method is a starting point for organizing your DNA matches. It provides clues and directions for further genealogical research, but is not definitive. And then it's saying basically do traditional genealogy. I'm going to ask it to go ahead and sort these matches. Please sort the table by blue, then green, then red, then orange. And we will finish this up. And then we're going to try a different example where we have some people that have more than one color. So I hope you love this part. If you're enjoying my channel, I hope you'll please like and subscribe. And I also have a newsletter below where I send more information. And let's get on to that other example. And so I'm going to go back to Claude, start a new chat. And we're going to do the same thing. Please create a table with 16 fictitious first names. These are the matches for the Leeds method. Then a second column with number of CM from 400 down to 90 with random numbers. And let's see how that works. And I even can just put the number sign and it should work. And again, it should be quite quick. There we go. And I find it interesting. I've been doing this for the past few days and we get the same names a lot, like Mia and Lila. I keep seeing the same names. Okay, let's do the columns. Now let's make a third column green. Give a green dot to. So we start with the first person, Zara, and then we'll pick some. Arya, Owen, Cora, and Asher. And we're going to give them all a dot. And let's see that magic happen. I hope you are loving this. I just got so excited when I first did this, which was just on Saturday. And it's very exciting. So just a few days ago. Next, red for Ethan, Finn, and Hazel. And I hope it knows to go to a new column. I hope it knows, it kind of knows what the Leeds method is. Nope, it did not. Sorry. I don't need to say sorry, but the red should be in a new column. And then it will get the hang of it and I won't have to keep repeating that. There we go. And now I just go down the next, purple. Let's see if I can spell purple. Purple for Lila, Nora, Leo, and Silas. And this time, again, we're going to have one overlap. So I think I'll do that on the next one. We're going to do yellow. And we don't have to even, now that it knows what we're doing. Okay, Jasper's the next one, Jasper. And I'm going to have him overlap with some of the purple people. And Silas. And let's see if it understands that it needs to be in a new column and that people can have more than one color. Yep. The first time I did it, it did not know that. And I had to explain to it that the people who were already purple could still be purple too. It just changed their color. And we're going to do a last one. We're going to do blue. And let's see, who's the first person? Mia, Caleb, and Ruby. I think that's everybody. And then we are going to sort. So now we have everybody like this. Now sort by color. Let me just try this. I've never tried it this way. I usually say sort by green, then red, then purple, then yellow, then blue. But I'm just trying this out. I'm just amazed at what it can do. Okay, now if you know how to do the Leeds method, I have overlap is when one person has two colors, two or more colors. And heavy overlap is when most of the people in one color are also in another. In this case, most of the people in yellow, so 2 of the 3, are also in another color, purple. And so I'm going to ask it to combine those. Combine purple and yellow. Now I'm first going to just do this without any explanation. Let's remember Leo, Silas, and Jasper were yellow. And let's just see if it does this without any more explanation. But if not, I could definitely explain it. And I can show you how to undo this too if we need to. Well, it did a good job. So it made a purple yellow. I'm going to ask it just to change it to purple. Great. But I'm proud of it for knowing what I was trying to do. I'm going to say, great, let's change purple, yellow to just purple. And so it's going to do that. And again, it's asking me if I need any more modifications or explanations, but I think we're pretty much happy with what is done. So I hope you'll give this a try. If you're using your own data, you can first try it with just an example like this. But if you're using your own data, I'd suggest either you splitting your computer screen or maybe opening up a second screen and typing the names as you see them, and then opening up, like in this case, Zara, and opening up her and her shared matches, and then saying, okay, add this color to these people, and then just go through the Leeds method. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. And if you're getting a lot out of my videos, I hope you'll like and subscribe. I also have a weekly newsletter, and you can sign up below, and I'll post videos here that you can check out and learn more about the Leeds method or AI. See you next time.